Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Rich with Bliss FX. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. Today is August 28th, 2020. Welcome back to the channel. I'm excited today because it's our first Psychology Friday. And this is pretty cool because yesterday I actually did trade, but I will not cover those trades. Today I will go ahead and do that on Monday. And what I'm going to go over, basically, topics of the video is going to be over trading, defense mode, and your daily targets and your wants and your needs, right? And I think that within life, we all have our wants and our needs. There's the same thing within trading. Again, that's not talked about enough. That's why I'm going to talk about it. And those two psychological aspects can basically lead to a failure for the trader. And those are just barriers that you have to put to the side and be able to tweak it and adjust it and look at them right dead in the eye and overcome them. So I basically went over this week and added a few things onto the chart. So basically what I did is I added the dates because that was a little bit confusing with how I had it set up. And then also the daily target. And the reason is this is just was a $100 account, which I started on August 23rd. So this was basically the week progress, right? And as you guys can see, it was a total of 53 trades. And one thing that automatically is standing out is that is one too many trades to take within 1 week. A lot of times, depending on how you are emotionally, that's just going to reflect on the chart. And the reflection that I see from myself and my own reflection is, hey, I want to trade, right? I want to trade. And I'm sure that many people that are starting or they are attempting to trade and trying to figure out what's going wrong, this is one of those things. It's not the skill set, it's the trade, it's the want to trade aspect, right? This wanting to be on the charts, this wanting to go for it, and basically rushing the process. And some might say, oh, it's silly to do a $100 account. Not really when you're just trying to figure out what exactly it is that you're doing wrong before you go ahead and actually save up and get a nice size account where you're actually now making the account grow, you're making the money, and so on and so forth. So I have to master that psychology aspect that I haven't mastered just yet. And this is basically the result, right? And as you guys can see, I caught actually 225 pips in 1 week. That is insane. I didn't think I was going to do that. And that's actually kick ass. That's really, really kick ass. And also, as you guys can see, I lost 236 pips, right? So between those two numbers, if I could just magically reduce that 236, that would be a heck of a win, right? But obviously, I lost more than I won, and that's okay. No problem at all. And really, on average, just from the count here, it's basically at least like 6 trades a day, right? Even more than that, depending on the actual day. August 26th, there's a total of 15 trades. That's just a lot of trades. And one way to solve that issue overall is to having a daily target, right? You're having a daily target. And once that daily target is met, stop trading, move on to the next day. So I will go ahead and practice that the following week, and I'll share with you guys the results as far as it goes. But I hope that that's something that I can go through. That's going to be through determination and basically just focus. The other thing was, when you get into a loss streak, and that was funny because I got into one at the very end, which is like right here. Let's see this whole section right here. Yep, that whole section. Let's highlight this real quick. So notice how eight trades, right? So notice how on August 27th, we actually were profitable. we kept on looking to do more. And how do I know that? Well, basically just looking over here. We already had a profitable beginning of the day, and we kept on looking for more, and we should have stopped, right? That's what we should have done. So a lot of times you don't catch yourself, but really it all comes down to the ego and the thoughts in your head that once you get into a loss streak, you're like, oh my God, I want to go ahead and make that money back. You know, the moment you get that thought, that's the moment that you need to recognize that thought came to your head and stop what you're doing and move on to the next day. Delete MetaTrader 4 off your phone if that's where you're looking at, because a lot of times that's where the reactions is. It's a lot easier to place a trade on the phone versus just going onto your computer and going to the terminal and placing the trade there. I'm sure that a lot of traders that are a lot more disciplined, they really just do the chart work off of their terminals versus their phones and only monitor the trade off of their phones, not place the trade. That takes discipline, right? That takes mental discipline to do so. So that's another thing that I definitely got to tweak up and make sure that that's okay. And again, I'm going to go ahead and use that with my daily target. So the daily target could consist of a dollar amount or a pip count. A lot of times, I think a dollar amount is more reasonable because you could basically get that dollar amount before you get your pip count, and you could keep trying to get those pips and eventually lose them and get into a loss streak. So I'm not going to take that route. I'm just going to go off of a daily target. And also, not just that, late last night with the trades that I got, as you guys can see, I got some pretty solid wins. I even got a pretty big trade over here off of EU. Literally, basically a total of about over 60 points within one day, right? 60 pips, and that's awesome. But then again, all of these losses right here, they could have been avoided if I was more patient. And that just came down to that whole aspect, or that mental aspect of wanting to trade. So really, just focusing on needing to trade and your needs versus your wants. It's the same thing. Why rush the process, right? So that's something I'm going to fix up. Make sure I show it to you guys next week. Make myself accountable for it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. These are one of the most common issues that you're going to find yourself running into when trading. Like again, I said, it's not the skill set. A lot of people know how to trade. They're good traders, but they don't work on their psychological aspect in terms of wanting to trade and what they want. And that's just called ego, because that's not really who you are. It's just a mental reflection of yourself. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for the first Psychology Friday. I hope this gave some value to you guys. I know this is not shared, but here it is. If you guys know anyone that speaks Portuguese, please drop a like, subscribe. I'll make a video in Portuguese as well. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Peace out.